Welcome to the Milo Beasley Show, episode number 129. We're here this week. Special guest Caleb Konley. How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man.
Down here in Gainesville, Florida. Ready for some Fest Wrestling?
Fest Wrestling. I've heard all about it. I didn't know I was going to get here and the Partridge Family bus was going to be here. I'm very excited.
Yeah, the bus is like right behind us. Maybe we'll get a shot of it. But yeah, it's all different colors. It looks like the Partridge Family bus. So what do you have? What do you have tonight, man?
Tonight it's me and Heidi Lovelace for the Fest title.
Oh yeah, coming in, so this is your first time here? And,
first time here, walking out the champ.
How do you get that one? How do you line that one up?
Well, I'm pretty good at politics. I kind of do what it takes to get booked. Just I want to say it's luck, but really it's just it's kind of what I do, man.
So I do want to talk a little bit about something that both you and I were able to participate in. Unfortunately, not at the same time, but the 0-1 experience.
Yeah.
Went over there. How long were you over there for?
I was over there just a month.
A month. That was the best. I was there for 28 days.
Yeah, I think that was something like that.
Was that the most difficult 28 days of your life?
It was probably the most difficult, 14 days, and then after that, right. I feel like you kind of just get used to it, and then after that, it was almost like days off were kind of like, oh man, I want to go work out. Even actually since I've been back, since I train at High Spots, I will when I lead training, I'll do a lot of the stuff that I learned over there with my trainees who fucking hate it.
Absolutely hate it. That was the first thing. Chasen actually called me up and said, hey, you want to come show off some of the stuff that you learned over at the 0-1 school? And I said, sure, I would love to.
Yeah.
So I go over there and we're doing the stuff, and he's like everyone's gassing out. He's like, so how about what moves did you learn? Oh, can you show them? I was like, they do the same moves.
They do the same moves. They just do a whole lot more cardio. A lot more push-ups.
Yeah, that first day you're like, yeah, my legs work fine, and then come 2 weeks in, you're done. So where else have you been on this globe?
Well, on the globe, I did the WWN tour of China 2 years ago, which was a super awesome experience. Great group of guys there. I've done some sporadic stuff in Toronto area. I'm out west for the WCWC in Portland, Oregon, almost a monthly. Paragon Pro Wrestling out in Las Vegas. You might see me on Pop TV coming up soon. You never know. I signed a piece of paper saying that I would be, but you know how things happen.
You're literally all over the place, man.
I try to be, man. I try.
Now, what got you into wrestling?
Well,
was it the chicks?
That doesn't hurt. I've always been a fan, man. I was a little kid with my little knee-high tube socks that I dressed up as a wrestler. Tube socks and sweatpants, and I'd paint my face like Sting.
I did the same thing. Sting was my favorite wrestler growing up. 1988, Clash of Champions. That's when I really got into wrestling, and Sting, man, he was my guy. And
you probably don't remember this, but my dad was a wrestler in Florida about the same time you started.
I did. I actually wrestled him.
Yeah.
Notorious DOG.
That's right.
I actually did wrestle your dad. I don't know if I would call it wrestling because it was just a bunch of brawls and stuff that I was just involved in. But yeah, so.
So I was in the crowd as a young lad watching you guys. So that was basically my whole life, most of it, coming to independent wrestling shows.
When you first started, what was your goal when you first started?
Oh man, I don't know, just to wrestle everywhere. I think obviously I wanted to go to WCW. I was a WCW guy, so that's where I wanted to go. But that's not gonna happen. But I grew up around all these people who were tape trading, and I would see all these Japanese things of Dean Malenko and Black Tiger and all these cool matches over there. And I wanted to do that.
Yeah, that was where I wanted to go, was Japan. That was my main thing, and I had the ability to go there twice, so that was really, really cool. Now I want to get back to Sting for a second. So was Sting your favorite growing up?
Absolutely.
So I want to talk. So NWO Sting, does it just seem like
it was the worst?
It shouldn't have happened, right? He fought against the NWO and the Wolfpack Sting, it just didn't.
No.
Did you? I kind of lost a little bit of love for him.
Oh, absolutely. It kind of tarnished the rest of everything past that.
I mean,
he was like the man who was going to stop the NWO, and now all of a sudden, not only is he's just in the NWO, but he's like second fiddle to all these other dudes. He's not even like a main dude.
He's not even like the leader of the pack, part of the pun. But like, yeah, so like that always struck me as something that like, this thing was my favorite growing up, and you know, in high school, that was my high school years, probably yours as well, where he was fighting the NWO, and next thing you know, black and red Wolfpack, you know.
Yeah, that was.
So what do you think about the Too Sweet like becoming a mainstream thing again, man?
I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. It's cool that it's so mainstream. I didn't like it when like a couple of people were using it in their matches. I thought, I was like, come on, man, come up with your own shit. But if everybody is literally going to do it, then I guess it's up for the taking if literally everyone is going to do it.
So you said you worked for High Spots. How did that gig come about? And obviously, like, things started spurting from that $5 wrestling spur, you know. And now involved with WrestleCon and all that stuff. WrestleMania is coming up, so you're gonna be down here.
Oh yeah. High Spots, just right place, the right time again. Like when I first started there, they had like interns. Like they would come in for like 6 months, and you would train to be a wrestler, and you'd work there, and you basically get paid intern money, but you learn to be a wrestler. And then like most of the time, everyone would go home after whatever amount of time it was, and every once in a while, someone would do really good at the job, and then they would hire them on full time. And I happened to be hired on full time, and that was 2007. So I'm still there, still kicking. And just everything else is just creation from having the ability to do everything. $5 wrestling was just me and Jake Manning driving down the road, and we were like, hey, we've got some free time. We know all these really bad wrestlers that are in North Carolina.
And so some of those did those bad wrestlers know they were bad wrestlers?
I think most of them know they're bad wrestlers. Some of them are like a little bit delusional, but I mean, these are guys. These aren't just. We didn't like go pick these guys off the side of the street. Some people give us flack about, oh man, you guys are putting this on and it's kind of terrible. It's like, these guys are wrestling whether we film it or not. Like they're in High Point, North Carolina. They're in, name any small town in North Carolina. Those guys are wrestling on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. We just happened to put a camera in front of them and gave them a little bit of money to do it.
So one thing we like to do here on the Milo Beasley Show is called the Top 5. We're asking a random question, and so let's see where we go with this. So you just came down from Atlanta, and I asked. You do a lot of shows here in Florida as well, and I asked Fred. I had the same question. Top 5 eateries that you like to stop at between Atlanta and down here in Florida.
Ooh. Okay, there's a no particular order here.
Yeah, no particular order.
There's one that I always stop in Atlanta when I'm driving through. It's called R. Thomas. It's a 24-hour it's not a vegetarian restaurant, but it's vegetarian friendly. They have a lot of raw food, vegetarian food. It's open 24 hours. It's like, it basically looks like this bus. Hopefully we can put in this bus, but none of this means anything. It's all just hippied out. There's like, parrots and stuff and cages all around. It's really cool. Like, actually, when WrestleMania was in Atlanta, a bunch of my friends came by, and we went to WrestleMania together. And then afterwards, they're like, where do we go to eat? And I was like, I know this cool place for R. Thomas. And then I went there, and like Punk was there, and Edge was there, and like all the WWE guys were there. So that's one, I guess. Shit, I got a lot more. Man, I'm gonna forget the name of it. There's this really badass burger place in Orlando. There's Columbia Burger that everyone likes to go to. Yeah. I think that one's overrated personally, but it's okay. There's another one. It's like a punk rock bar. They've got all kinds of different kinds of ciders from around the world. You might not know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get spelled.
I don't. But I'm going to look it up.
Somebody on this show knows what. It's in Orlando. It's really good. I wish I knew the name of it. It's 3. Man. I like Subway. I always stop at a Subway probably on a trip.
They're open stupid late too, that it's usually helpful on your schedule.
Yes.
Just on the
road.
If
I could hit a Smoothie King, that'd be really awesome.
That's 5. Real quick, before we wrap up, I want to do 2 things. One, where can they find you on the socials if people want to find you?
On the socials, everything is at Caleb Konley. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of Caleb Konley.
And 2, where can folks find out more information about WrestleCon? Because it's coming up just in a couple months away, man. It's the biggest show of the year.
WrestleCon.com. If you look up the High Spots Twitter, there's the High Spots Network Twitter, the WrestleCon Twitter. All of those are just what they say. There's so much information coming up. WrestleCon is going to be massive. It's going to be bigger than even last year's was, so be a part of it.
Don't forget, you can follow me on all the socials at The Wrestling Bum. Give us a like on the Facebook at the Milo Beasley Show. And this has been episode number 129. Thank you, Caleb, for spending a couple minutes with me, man.
Sure, man. Anytime.
All right. See you next week.
Yay, I'm entertaining.